everyone. Welcome to the WNBA on 2K Sports. Our game tonight featuring the Indiana Fever as they go up against the New York Liberty. With analysts Brian Banafitemi and Tim Swartz, I'm Blake Suniga, and we're glad to have you with us. Well, guys, with so many dominant bigs in the WNBA, which one has the best post moves?
Answer is pretty clear for me. Tina Charles. She plays with such imagination, which helps her think out of the box when she goes to work down low.
Well, I've always been impressed with Sylvia Fowles. You know, she's got finesse. She's got creativity. You name it. Fowles has it and knows how to use it.
Now, here's Wheeler. And no good. Some solid defense from Brittany Boyd. Here's Durr. Second shot opportunity. Rejected by Benijah Laney. Pass to Wheeler. Stolen by Brittany Boyd. Here comes the break. Now here's Durr, defended by Laney. Durr's shot is off. Here's the Fever with the ball. Now here's Laney. Solid play on the low block, and that one's good. First quarter, just over a minute played. Pass to Zawi B. Here's Nurse. Eight feet out. Dupree grabs the board.
0 for 4 to start. Still looking for their first make.
Here's Mitchell. And good that time.
You'll see her hit from very deep, but she isn't a one-trick pony. Mitchell has the skills plus toughness to score inside, too.
Now here's Boyd. Out to the wing. And they double up Tina Charles. Pass to Durr. Shot clock at 6. Can't knock in the 3. Here's Laney. Out of bounds. It'll go to the Liberty. And it's New York's ball. Still without a basket in the game. Left side, Durr. Pass to Nurse. Takes the 3. She's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
After shooting easily 40% on threes in college, Nurse was under 30% her rookie season in the WNBA. This shows you how huge the adjustment is to the professional game.
Now here's Laney. Achonwa, and she drops in the layup off glass.
With the size advantage as big as it was right there, that's exactly what she should do in that situation. Take it strong to the middle.
Boyd with it, guarded by Wheeler. And lots of contact there, missing the shot, and will shoot 2 at the line.
Tough times for the Fever as they've been at the bottom of the league, struggling on offense and defense, really just overmatched in every facet of the game.
Shooting 2.
The first one falls for her. And for the Fever, never seems like they can catch a break at times.
Even off the floor, Blake, as they missed out on the top pick of 2019 in the lottery, despite winning only 6 games. I know it's going to take more than just one player to turn the team around, but being at the bottom of the league in offensive and defensive ratings goes beyond a single change.
Liberty having some issues as a team recently, finishing near the bottom of the league, and clearly they just can't seem to build around the all-world player, Tina Charles.
Now here's Mitchell. A baseline J, and she nails the jumper.
Well, sometimes you have a player like Mitchell. She draws so much attention. It allows teammates to get open.
Pass to Durr. Charles. First quarter of action and just under 3.5 minutes played. Now here's Zawi B. Shoots over Achanwa. And yep, it finally drops after rolling around the rim. And for the Liberty, the turnovers and play of the supporting cast just hasn't been there.
Man, I feel that in our broadcast so many times. You know, the performance of our supporting cast a lot of times isn't there. But overall, this team is just sloppy at times when they can't afford to be. Too many turnovers, and they don't really get to the line and earn easy baskets.
Now here's Nurse. Left side, Boyd. Pass to Zawi B. And here is Nurse. And the shot counts. She's fouled. That's a chance for a three-point play.
Really, that's her strong suit, the ability to find a way through the D and finish at the rim.
Well, Raquana Williams and Liz Cambage are the only two players in WNBA history to score over 50 points in a game. Are there any active players you guys could see pulling this off as well?
I think my pick would have to be Diana Taurasi. Now, she's the WNBA's all-time leader in points and can just score in so many different ways. Don't forget about her career high of 47 points. Not too far off from 50.
Nice choice, Brian, but I'm going a little younger with Elena Deladon. Has such a unique skill set for her size, and defenders always have their hands full when guarding her. Remember, she scored 45 points in the game, so I'd say 50 is definitely doable for her.
Now here's Achanwa. That's in. She's got two made now, and she's shooting 2 for 3.
Passing, not exactly her calling card, but Achanwa doesn't miss open players. Good eye.
Pass to Nurse. Zawi B. Durr with it. She's picked up by Achanwa. Zawi B gets the bucket.
Ran her defender straight into that screen to open up the lane to the hoop.
Now here's Wheeler. Defense right on her. Pass to Dupree. Great D that time from Tina Charles. New York leading. Inside. Durr. Good. And the assist goes to Brittany Boyd.
After missing 4 straight, she gets one up and down.
Laney with it. Boyd covering. Outside Durr. Here's Zawi B. And that one is good with the extra effort on the glass.
That's some tenacity inside, battling for the second chance points.
Mitchell with it. And Nurse picks her up defensively. Mitchell outside. Dupree. Laney outside. Over Charles. Nice spin off the left rim and in. Here's New York now. A 4-point game. Outside Durr. Pass to Nurse. 5 on the clock. Releases. Charles. Great positioning on the putback.
This has been a great job of getting into the middle of that defense and scoring from the paint.
You know, really, that's why they're on this run. You get that close to the hoop, and it's a lot easier to drop shots in.
Now here's Wheeler. And it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it, and she'll shoot one more at the line. And this is her first trip to the line tonight.
And this Indiana Fever team in the middle of a rebuild. Now, we know they've had a long stretch of success, but the youth movement is now in full force.
Now here's Zoe B. She has 6. Hartley, right side. Pass to Charles. Shot is good off the back rim and in. And the Fever rebuilding, as you mentioned.
Well, the youth they have really looks promising. Did a good job to collect picks and inject a lot of potential difference makers to the roster. It'll take time, but the foundation is being set.
Now here's Mitchell. Good D by Tina Charles.
That's the way you want to defend. Nice job there.
Always so important to have that strong interior defense.
Terrific work to get in the shooter's face and then go straight to the boards for the rebound.
Out to the right wing. Pass to Mitchell. Dupree. And here is Wheeler. She's guarded by Wright. Jacks up a 3. The rebound by the Liberty. Here's Allen. Yep, that one goes.
There's got to be some defensive help there. The size difference is just too much.
Mitchell outside. Pass to Dupree. Laney on the wing. Mitchell outside. Launches it. Can't get it to go. She's taken 2 and missed 2. Zoe B with it. It's good.
She just used her height that time down low. That's a pretty hard play to defend against.
And here is Wheeler. 5 points in the game. And they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off. They got to score.
Shot to stop the drought. Great D that time from Tina Charles. Here's New York now. They've got a 9-point lead.
They haven't wasted any time getting into the swing of things on the boards.
And even this early, that's a good omen for the rest of the game.
Here's Allen. Here's Charles. And she lays it straight in.
Well, she's top 10 all-time in O-boards. Charles has been doing it for years, turning misses into makes.
Mitchell outside. Pass to McCowan. Wheeler. She's guarded by Hartley. The 3 ball. The rebound by Charles.
It's been a bit of a struggle for her this quarter in terms of scoring the ball.
And it's Bria Hartley penetrating. Stolen by Laney. Now Mitchell. Over to the left wing. Left side, Wheeler. Lets it go from deep. The rebound by the Liberty.
Not her best performance scoring the ball thus far.
Down low. And it's good. Fought through the contact. Hit the shot. And she'll go to the line.
Some players rise to high expectations, and Tina Charles is certainly one of them. After being selected first overall in 2010, Charles was the Rookie of the Year with Connecticut.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
And remember, that rookie season for Charles was historic. One of the best postseasons ever.
How about this number, Blake? Charles set the record for rebounds in a season during that rookie year, making a statement. She'll be a force in the WNBA for years to come.
Now here's Laney. She's got 6. No good from 11 feet.
They've been sensational on the boards to start this game.
Yeah, sensational is a good word for it, Tim. That's good. You usually have the right word for these kinds of situations. Just tearing it up on the glass.
How kind of you, Brian.
This defense is getting eaten up on the inside, guys, giving up far too many free runs to the rim.
And they haven't been able to return the favor. Their offense in the paint hasn't been up to par.
Now here's Laney. They grab their own miss. And the whistle blows as the basket counts and a 3-point play opportunity. One free throw coming up. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Now here's Hartley. Johnson defending. Rebounded by the Fever. Mitchell outside. And a foul called on the shot. Got her on the way up that time, so she'll shoot 2. It's going to be on Amanda Zawibi. The first one falls. And so she hits both. One second left. That shot off. So as we end the first quarter, already a double-digit ball game. Liberty out in front. They lead by 11. And the second quarter is on the way when we return. And we'll see if we're in store for a more tightly contested quarter as we move into the second. All right, guys, the Liberty enjoying a nice lead here.
Not much room to operate on this one. A very tough D through 1.
You know, they haven't given up a lot of easy chances at all.
And so it's New York with it. Hartley outside. To the paint. Here's Charles. Yes, and it's Bria Hartley picking up the assist.
Only one player in the history of the WNBA has made more two-point buckets than Tina Charles. Making hoops inside is her bread and butter.
Now here's Dupree. She hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. Tina Charles with the block.
A solid performance inside. You know, their rebounding, it's been terrific.
They're putting together a great game, aren't they? Strong performances throughout, and they've just been strong on the glass.
And it sets a tone.
Here's Allen. And too long on the shot. Johnson outside. To the inside. Dupree. She's just scored her first basket with that shot, making her 1 for 4.
Finishes plays around the rim with a multitude of different moves. Dupree is definitely not a one-trick pony.
So it's Indiana now. They trail by 11. Johnson outside. High arcing shot. The shot, no good. Good D by Tina Charles. To the middle. Hartley. She's covered by Mitchell. Basket counts.
She always knows where her teammates are going to be, and she'll have that ball there waiting for them.
Well, the New York Liberty, a marquee franchise in the WNBA. One of the chartered teams in the league, but unfortunately, they're still looking for their first title.
Rejected by Tina Charles.
Swatted away. Charles, one of the best ever at rejecting opponents. Incredible work rate defensively.
They're passing the ball very crisply right now.
Their last 3 buckets have come by way of an assist.
And with the Liberty, as you said, that first championship, something they are searching for.
New York has come close several times. They've played in 4 WNBA finals, and this team is desperate for a banner, but it just hasn't been in the cards for them.
One shot.
Well, the WNBA recently made changes to not just their postseason format, but their regular season format as well. Do you guys like these changes?
Well, I think it's good for the league, Blake. You know, I like how teams now play 18 games against their opposing conference instead of 12. Now, that allows fans to see more of those cross-conference matchups that they may have been craving. Also, it could help some rivalries develop, which to me is always fun.
Yeah, and as far as in conference, teams used to play 5 games against 2 teams and 4 games against the remaining 3 teams. Now in this new format, teams play 4 games against 1 team and 3 games against the remaining 4 teams. More balance.
And again, it's the Liberty missing. Here's the Fever with the ball. It's a 13-point game. Pass to McCowan. Second chance shot, and it's Mitchell getting it to go.
What a tough player. Lots of times, Mitchell is the smallest player on the floor, but her heart might be the biggest.
Hangs in the air. Zawi B gets the bucket.
Well, her shooting has been outstanding. Definitely, one of the reasons why they're winning this game.
Mitchell outside. Pass to Johnson. McCowan. Foul called that time on the way up, and that'll give her 2 chances at the free throw line.
Way to play in attack mode and get inside.
And the defense gets their money's worth on that foul, stopping the layup and not giving up the and one.
And this is her second trip to the free throw line. And she makes the first.
And a chance here to see the incredible Tina Charles in action. Former MVP, she won the award in 2012, without a doubt, the leader of the New York Liberty.
And she makes the first, but misses the second. And with Tina Charles, she has always been great and proved her defense recently.
And the defensive improvement goes hand in hand with her rebounding. Always been one of the best rebounders in the league, but now she gives you everything you want on the block.
Now here's Mitchell. Pass to Mitchell. Four on the shot clock. Again, the miss by the Fever.
They've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but in the rebounding numbers, too.
Yeah, it's been a gritty performance and a physical brand of basketball, but, hey, that's how you win.
Bring your lunch pail.
Mitchell, it's good. Only a few seconds into the shot clock. Here's Johannes. Pass to Nurse. That's good for her third bucket. Now 3 for 6 from the field.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Such a pretty pass.
I don't have an exact number for you, but I can tell you we've seen it a lot. Okay, let's just say that. Strictly using assists as the measuring stick, they've been by far the better team.
Now here's Nurse. She's got 8. Pass to Zawi B. 6 to shoot. Over Mitchell. Zawi B's shot is off.
We don't see that too often. Plenty of space, and she whiffs on an open jumper.
With some arc. No luck on that one. So New York will take it the other way. Here's Durr. And the layup falls.
They need to get way more disruptive defensively. They just can't keep allowing these easy buckets. You know, get a little physical. Show some effort.
Defensively, that's job number 1. Effort, nothing easy inside.
Here's McCowan. Goes to the reverse layup and drops it in.
You see, some players will try to overpower you at the rim, but she likes to elude you and trick you. She's got quickness and a soft touch.
Here's Johannes. Allen's shot is off.
She's tried to get it going, but the shots simply haven't been dropping for her.
No good with the layup.
That's the kind of D that's needed when she's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over her.
Nurse with the bucket.
All the scoring in tight is coming at that end of the court.
They found holes in the D, and they're really exploiting them.
Mitchell left side. Down low. And it's Nurse with the rebound. And so it's New York with it. 16-point lead, the largest margin of the game. So she gets the whistle. Contact on the way up. 2 shots next.
2 shots. Foul. Elbow. 2.
Yeah, and now the Fever are firmly in the Candace Dupree era. And, you know, she's a player that's very shifty with the ball in her hands. She knows how to finish and just has a great heads-up awareness to her game.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good. And the Fever made the trade back for Dupree in 2017.
And that was a big moment for the Fever as they went out and made the move for Dupree. She's the leader of the team and helping usher in the youth. She's had success throughout her career and will be shepherding the team during this rebuild.
Both good at the line.
Shooting 100% in the quarter, they're just taking full advantage at the line.
Very nice job making the most of their opportunities.
Now here's Wheeler. She's got 5. To the paint. Now here is McCowan. She's guarded closely. Outside Wheeler. Fires from deep. Cans the 3.
That is not an easy shot right there. She had to get it off over a much taller defender.
Yeah, needed a little arc on that one with the size mismatch, but hey, she did it perfectly.
Now here's Zawi B. And the basket is good.
They're finding lanes to the hoop every time down. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior.
Or at least some fight.
Outside Boyd. Floats one up. And she lays it up and in.
Look at the soft touch. Just a gentle little teardrop.
So it's Indiana now. Trailing by 19. Johnson outside. There's the 3. The rebound by Zawi B.
Wow, this quarter has been ugly for her.
And it's not showing signs of turning around anytime soon. Her touch is all but gone.
Johnson with it. Now Boyd defending. Pass to McCowan. Mitchell outside. Now Johnson. Now here's Wheeler. Three-pointer. Knocks down the trifecta.
That's 2 bombs in a row from long range. They're starting to heat up.
The defense is stepped slow. They've got to take away that airspace.
3 consecutive field goals have come right at the rim. The defense better start buckling down.
They're getting exposed and punished down low.
Now here's Mitchell. Boyd with the steal. 2 on none. No one back to stop it. Drops in the breakaway layup.
That's picture-perfect anticipation from Boyd. Didn't get too anxious and lunged at the right time.
Here's Wheeler. Mitchell outside. Wheeler. And Erica Wheeler gets double-teamed. Johnson, guarded by Durr. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Johnson. The three-pointer, no good.
She is going to buy herself a ticket to the bench if she keeps shooting like she has this quarter so far.
That one drops for her.
That is some dime dropping. Exquisite assist.
Here's Wheeler. Amanda Zawibi with the defensive effort. On offense, here the Liberty. Right with it. She hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Here's Allen, guarded by Wheeler. Pass to right. From downtown. That one doesn't drop. Mitchell outside. And they double up Kelsey Mitchell. McCowan. And here is Wheeler. That's all good, and that's her 5th basket of the game.
Timeout.
She's shooting 5 for 11 now.
After having a tough time in the first, she's managed to turn it around here in the second quarter.
New York calls timeout.
Well, guys, we all know going from college to the WNBA just isn't an easy transition. Just ask Kelsey Mitchell. The speed of the game threw her off a bit at first, but she learned to be patient and trust the process.
Yeah, and despite the difficult adjustment to the pro game, Mitchell's potential remains through the roof.
I wish I could say the same about your potential, Blake, but Mitchell is someone that's shown great flashes as a scorer and distributor, and her learning curve has allowed her to formulate a game plan and play in attack mode. I see her as a difference maker that'll be around for a while.
They blow the whistle just as she gets it off. That's 2 points with a chance for another one at the strike.
You know, I got to say, I'm impressed with Onchanwa's development over the years. When Natalie's teams called on her, she's delivered, improving in nearly every category. She has quite the future.
A nice shot by Boyd.
Wow. I mean, come on, that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, it's just nowhere to be found.
They have to start committing more bodies down low.
Pass to Ochanwa. Mitchell. Well-timed pass, and it goes straight to the bucket for the layup.
Check out that assist. That's a pair of teammates on the same page.
Hartley outside. Right. Now here's Charles. Defended by Laney. Clock at 6. And they double up Tina Charles. Boyd buries the long-range jumper.
She's finding all kinds of ways to get it going right now. What a quarter she's having.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Now here's Mitchell. She's guarded by Hartley. Now Mitchell. She's got 6. Pulls up from the top of the key. Ooh, no luck on that one.
She kind of short-armed that shot after doing a nice job of getting open.
And so a pretty lopsided game through the first half. Liberty out in front, delivering the blowout. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter soon to follow on 2K Sports. Hello and welcome back. Third quarter just about to get going and what has been a runaway of a game so far. Without question, Zoe B displaying her skills today.
She played a very smart game offensively, looking for and finding gaps in the defense and always looking for the best shot possible.
Yeah, the way she played that first half, well, that's exactly what we're talking about when we talk about being efficient on offense.
Well, it's been a one-sided affair through the first 2 quarters, but there is plenty of time to mount a comeback. Outside Boyd. Pass to Charles. Good D by Candice Dupree. Mitchell, right side. Here's Dupree, defended by Nurse. And the shot goes in.
Well, she's a modern point guard. Mitchell has range, a great shot, handles, and of course, the ability to drop dimes.
Now here's Boyd to the inside. Nurse with the bucket.
Ran her defender straight into that screen to open up the lane to the hoop.
Pass to Laney. And you can count it. She'll go to the line with a chance to make it 3.
Well, you look at the Indiana Fever, even though they've struggled lately, the franchise, it certainly is a successful one. Never really had long stretches of not being competitive. The team has shown they will not settle for being a bottom feeder in the league.
One shot.
And the success you talked about with the Fever, it shows up in their playoff appearances.
Well, the Fever made the playoffs every year from 2005 to 2016, and that postseason streak is one of the longest in any American sport. And really, sustained success like that is really rare for any professional team.
Now here's Achanwa. Back to Wheeler. And Erica Wheeler gets double teamed. Out of bounds, it'll go to the Liberty.
That is such a careless pass. You got to keep your head in the game.
One item that stood out is their ball movement.
Things are definitely clicking, and more importantly, it's tough to defend.
Outside Charles. Now here's Durr. 6 points for her. And out of bounds, the Fever will take it. And here is Wheeler. 13 points in this game. And that one good.
They're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
No luck needed. It is working for sure. 5 of their last 6 field goals, they've come from inside the paint.
Count that one.
Running effective pick and rolls is only a small part of what makes Boyd a premier point guard in this league.
Now here's Mitchell. 6 points for her. Pass to Dupree. And so she draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. That one on Charles.
Shooting 2.
The first free throw is good.
6th pick in the 2006 WNBA draft. Dupree has been putting up numbers for a while.
And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. And they've been really controlling this one.
Never want to get too complacent, though.
Pass to Nurse from outside the arc. The shot comes out. Now Indiana takes it the other way. Here's Mitchell. Goes up and lays it in nice and easy.
Off to a hot start this half. That's 4 straight big buckets.
Here's Durr. Yes, and it's Brittany Boyd picking up the assist.
That's the area where they'd like all their shots to come from.
Second half of play, and we're 3 minutes into the third here. Here's Mitchell. Kia Nurse with the block.
And their first miss of the second half. They come out strong.
They get it back. Charles no good. Laney outside. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the third quarter. Pass to Mitchell. Clock at 4. Puts it up. Another miss by Kelsey Mitchell.
Well, she didn't have a hand in her face, so I thought she was for sure going to bury that.
And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Coming into the WNBA with incredible experience at the point guard position, Kia Nurse was one of the stars for Team Canada in the 2016 games.
And she's gone 1 for 1 in the game so far at the line. That free throw, no good. She hits the second from the line. Here's Wheeler. 15 points in the game. Lets it go from 11, and she hits the jumper for 2. And they're in complete control.
Everything they're doing, it's been working out. Wow.
Inside, Achanwa with the steal. Now the Fever moving it up. Pulls up for three. Drains it from beyond the arc.
She recognized she could find some room behind the three-point line on that break and took full advantage.
Outside Charles. Durr. Basket number 5 goes in. She's now 5 for 12 from the floor.
It's one of the reasons Charles is a perennial all-star. She has incredible court vision, finding the open player for the hoop.
And there's the foul. It'll be on Kia Nurse. That'll be her second foul of the game. Pass to Mitchell. Outside Wheeler. Takes it from 10. Back to Mitchell. To the paint. Here's Dupree. And she makes that one.
Good pass work. The assist was right on target.
They have a really solid lead at this point.
Definitely. On the other side, really not much resistance put up.
Pass to Nurse. Over Mitchell. The shot by Nurse, no good.
That's one she knows she should have drained.
Mitchell left side. Wheeler with it. Shot clock at 5. And Erica Wheeler gets double teamed. Mitchell defended by Nurse. And that one good. Here's Johannes. Pass to Charles. Knocked loose and stolen by Dupree. To the middle. Here's Mitchell. An amazing finish with a hand right in her face.
4 of their last 5 makes came off a high-quality shot inside.
And that's right out of the textbook. They are having their way down low right now.
Here's Johannes. Right side, Durr. 6 on the shot clock. Beyond the arc. Trifecta!
She's been a different player in the second half. Her shooting percentage is far better than it was before the break.
Laney outside. Pass to Achanwa. To the wing on the left. Now Laney. Wheeler. And the Fever hit again from deep.
They're shooting it pretty well now. That was not something we could say about them in the first.
Here's Johannes. Here's Durr. And she was fouled in the act of shooting, an opportunity for a three-point play.
She's having a great half here, exactly the reverse of the first half.
First trip to the free throw line for her tonight. And the Fever making a change here. Here's the Fever with the ball. They trail by 14. Right side, Wheeler. Laney outside. Zawibi on the double team. Shot clock at 6. Wheeler with it. Hartley picks her up. Kept alive. McCowan. Goes up again. Amanda Zawibi with the block. Buries it despite the hack. Terrific play, and she'll have a chance for one more. It's going to be on Amanda Zawibi. So it's both teams making substitutions here.
One shot.
And the free throw, no good. And so it's New York with it. 22 was their biggest lead. Good, and the assist goes to Bria Hartley.
And really, guys, it's been an exceptional performance from her from the field.
Now here's Mitchell. Not a lot of room. Another shot rejected by Tina Charles. Here's Allen, defended by Achanwa. Left side Charles. Count that as her 7th field goal in 10 tries. She's shooting a nifty 70%.
Tough make. You don't end up making over 2,000 baskets like Charles without some hard ones. Well, Tina Charles has had lots of great years in the league, but 2012 was arguably her finest. Charles averaged double-double, garnering MVP honors for Connecticut.
Time called here. The Fever decide to talk it over. Yeah, for Charles in 2012, winning MVP in just her 3rd year in the league.
And guys, she carried Connecticut, leading the team in points, rebounds, and blocks. And she helped the Sun finish 25-9, owning the best record in the East.
Indiana with the ball. It's a 16-point game. Mitchell's shot's good.
She has definitely turned things around in this game. She was more of a background player in the first half, but here in the second half, she's looking like a star.
Now here's Hartley. Mitchell on the double team. Pass to Charles. The Fever pull it in.
The defense was ready for her, got a hand in her face, and made that one much tougher.
And that's something that every team needs. Rugged interior defense to just make your opponent think twice about coming down the lane.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one drops. So both teams changing it up here. Both shots good from the stripe. Right with it. Wyatt so far offensively searching for first points of the game. Pass to Hartley. Goes back up. She can't get that one. Excellent D there from Erica Wheeler.
She just has not gotten into the flow of this game. But, yeah, her teammates have certainly done their part today, but she just hasn't gotten into the flow of this game, and it's been tough to see. Yeah, she certainly is not the one to blame for them being in the hole today. She's been right on the money.
Now here's Hartley, and Wheeler comes to help. Now Zawi B. Clock at 6. Down low. For the basket for her 10th make. 10 for 12. That's 82%.
The defenders didn't really even get a sniff of her on that move to the iron.
Now here is McCowan. She's got 10. Pass to Wheeler. McCowan with the ball. And that one's good.
Fantastic pass. She made that a very easy bucket with the setup.
And so it's New York with it. 22 was their biggest lead. Hartley outside. There's the double team with the Achonwa. Here's Zawi B. That one good for 2.
Ran her defender straight into that screen to open up the lane to the hoop.
To the inside. Here's Wheeler. That's in there. Kelsey Mitchell with the assist.
This quarter has brought out the best in her, and even though they're still trailing, she has been impossible to contain.
Now here's Hartley. Nurse. She's covered by Mitchell. Back to Hartley. 13 feet out. And the Liberty getting another bucket right there.
From that in-between range, they've been the much hotter shooting team.
Well, when you knock down those jumpers, it really just opens up everything else. They've shown some great passing on their last few trips down the floor. You got to imagine that their coach is very happy with that.
4 straight passes leading to scores. That's just great team play.
Zawi B. Here's Charles. Falls right in. She is 8 for 11 with that shot.
More points for Charles. Watch out when she gets going. She won the 2016 scoring title, scoring over 21 per game for the Liberty.
Now here's Achonwa. He has 5. Yep, count it.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Every pass is with purpose, and their last 10 points have come off of assists. Great team basketball on display right now.
And out of bounds, the Fever will take it. Here's Wheeler. 26 points for her. From deep. Oh, no good, trying to beat the buzzer. And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. It's the Liberty up by 10. And coming up as soon as we return from the break, the fourth quarter gets underway. And the final period of play just about to get started here. Indiana with the ball, trailing by 10. And Hartley is going to pick up the foul. That's foul number 2 for her. Here's Mitchell. Achonwa. Inside. Wheeler. No good there, and that would have cut it to single digits. To the paint. Hartley, good.
That pass into the paint was dead on target.
Now here's Mitchell. Laney on the wing. That shot, no good. So New York will take it the other way. Here's Hartley. The shot that time, not on target. And great defense that time from Kelsey Mitchell.
Well, thus far, they managed to overcome an off game from her offensively.
Well, she's been a bright spot in what has otherwise been a little bit of a struggle for this team.
To the middle. Charles, good.
One of the advantages for Nurse, she's 6 feet, so tall for a point, allows her to get a clear view of the whole courts.
Now here's Wheeler. On the wing, Kelsey Mitchell. Laney outside. 6 to shoot. Pass to McCowan. Over Nurse. McCowan, no good. And it's Bria Hartley penetrating Took him no time at all on that one.
And they're really keeping that ball hopping around.
Yeah, hip-hopping around if you ask me. Look, their last 5 trips have all ended with a great pass leading to a hoop. They are really sharing the basketball.
Achonwa, and she was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws for her. And so she's picked up her final foul, and she will sit the rest of this one out. Get a comfy seat. That's it.
Shooting 2.
First free throw is good.
A standout for Canada internationally, Natalie Achonwa competed in her first games when she was just 19 back in 2012. An incredible experience.
And good on both. We're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter in this one. Right side, Boyd. Wheeler with the steal. Snatched away. And it's good. 2 points. So it's Indiana now. It's a 14-point game. Pass to Mitchell. Rebound, Tina Charles. Here's Durr. Up and in on the layup.
Nice pass there to set up the bucket.
And 10 of their last 12 points have come off assists.
Timeout called the Fever.
Really, they're not pleased at all with the looks they've given up inside, and they want to talk to the team about tightening things up defensively.
Well, that's what's got to happen, and I'm sure the coaches will let them know about it. I mean, they're playing some soft interior defense, and that's a recipe for disaster.
A little over 2.5 minutes have passed by now here in the fourth quarter. Pass to Wheeler. Down low. And so she earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact, and she'll shoot 2. That's on Kia Nurse.
Happy to head to the line. Dupree is an effective free throw shooter, which is pretty rare for her position.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And she knocks down the first one. He's perfect from the line this time. And they've built a very nice lead.
No signs of slowing down, at least as far as I can tell. Not much resistance on the inside. That's their 5th consecutive make in the paint.
Those looks they're allowing are almost automatic. In fact, I'll just say it, they are automatic.
Now here's Mitchell. Over Nurse. The second chance effort. A shot by Dupree, no good.
Well, this is why you need good defenders inside contesting shots.
Yeah, making every shot a tough shot, even in tight.
They own the paint right now, 10 straight coming from the inside.
They are constantly finding lanes to the hoop, getting great looks in tight.
Now here's Achanwa. Mitchell outside. Looking to get it going. And it's good on the layup.
One of the best at using her body to shield defenders, Mitchell has a great ability to slash to the hoop and seal the deal.
Pass to Sue. Nurse up top. Now Charles. He's covered by Mitchell. Here's Durr. Sinks the 15-footer.
Moving it around, 8 of the last 10 points coming off assists.
Nothing makes a coach happier than a display of pure, selfless teamwork.
Absolutely.
Now here's Wheeler. Laney with it. Boyd covering. On the wing, Kelsey Mitchell. Just 5 on the clock. The shot will not fall. So New York will take it the other way. 22 was their biggest lead. And here is Nurse. Sue. And that comes off the assist by Kia Nurse.
I need to see some more assertiveness out of these defenders.
That might make the defense even worse, but that's 10 of the last 12 points they've allowed from right around the rim.
Laney outside. For 3. The Fever rebound.
You know, their offensive rebound, it's been a big story today. And even with the big lead, they're still showing more hustle on the boards.
Shooting 2.
The first free throw is good. Second free throw, no good.
Their rebounding has been off the chart today, guys, and that's the #1 reason why this game is out of hand right now.
Exactly. Their lead is not surprising given their advantage on the glass.
Here's Wheeler. Pass to Achanwa. Dupree. Soft touch off the glass.
What a plus it is to get those looks in the paint.
And they're making this a runaway.
Yeah, the only question here for us to follow is how big the lead will eventually become.
Here's Charles. Count the basket.
She's had such a steady hand, and I think watching this game, she's the one responsible for getting them this lead late.
Yeah, her shooting percentage is unreal right now. Just so dependable here today.
Now here's Achanwa. And she uses the glass on the layup.
Easily over 50% for her career from the field. Achanwa takes loads of high percentage shots.
Outside Boyd. Rejected by Candace Dupree. Up top, Wheeler. Guarded by Charles. And the shot goes down.
She's certainly doing her part, trying to battle back into it.
Outside Boyd. Durr. Pass to Charles. Nurse. She's covered by Mitchell. Fires from 18. Offensive rebound.
She had all the space she needed, but just could not find the bottom of the bucket.
And here's Achanwa. Kicks it out to Mitchell. Laney. And here's Dupree. Guarded by Durr. Here's Mitchell. Kia Nurse playing some nice D.
Well, they call them layups for a reason. It's not easy to miss that close to the rim.
Boyd. Guarded by Wheeler. Pass to Charles. So the whistle blows on the shot. 2 free throws for the contact there.
But when you have her on your team, you feed her in the post. Charles is too much to handle.
The first one falls.
What a year she had back in 2012. Charles was the WNBA MVP, going for 18 and 10. But also defensively, she was second in the league in blocks, showing her dominance on both sides.
And good on the second, so she makes both. Here's the Fever with the ball. Trailing by 19. Wheeler, good.
Textbook. Nice pass, nice catch, nice shot.
Now here's Boyd, guarded by Wheeler. To the paint, Charles using the post moves to get the 2 points.
Well, she shot the ball extremely well, as you'd expect. You know, like we say, she's been making music all day long.
Now here's Laney. Pass to Mitchell. High post try, and she hits the jump shot.
There isn't a part of the court that Mitchell won't let it fly. When she hits from the mid-range, it just increases the headache for the D.
Now here's Durr. Here's Sue. Back to Durr. Four on the clock. Rebounded by the Fever. Mitchell outside.
Certain players look for contact. Mitchell is one. Gets to the line a lot and is an 80+% shooter there.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
No good on the free throw.
The second overall pick by the Fever in 2018. Mitchell came into the WNBA with a reputation as an incredible scorer. Over her college career, she averaged 24.5 points per game.
And the second free throw, good. And trying to add a few more points to their lead.
And it's not rocket science
timeout.
at this point. Just stay with what you've been doing.
New York calls timeout.
They've already picked up a number of fouls here, and they're on the penalty, which is not a good sign. They need to focus on moving their feet, keeping their hands up, and defending without fouling.
And now let's present our Jordan Player of the Game, Tina Charles.
I just love her passion and her fire. Total dominance in this one. No one on the floor can match her intensity.
It's easy to see how much of a lift she's gotten from this home crowd today. Fans will always go crazy when someone other than one of the stars goes off.
Durr. The shot's good on the assist by Tina Charles.
The more touches she gets, the more the lead grows.
Erica Wheeler drives in. Again, the miss by the Fever. On offense, here the Liberty. 22 was their biggest lead. Here's Boyd. Nice D from Natalie Achonwa.
Tough D on the inside.
Sure was. No easy access to the bucket when she's in the middle.
Good on the shot. Boyd with it. And she was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws for her. Natalie Achonwa picks one up.
Takes efficient routes when driving to the basket, and that's what Boyd does offensively. She can break down a defense.
First free throw is good.
A California native, Boyd didn't even have to leave the state to play collegiate basketball. That must have felt good.
So she gets them both. Now Wheeler. Pass to Mitchell. Just 5 to shoot. That one is off. And it's the Liberty taking it the other way. Outside Boyd. Charles up top. Outside Durr. From long range. The offensive rebound. Yes, it's good. Now here's Mitchell. Pass to Wheeler. That one falls, coming off Kelsey Mitchell's feed.
She had her head on a swivel and was able to still pick out the pass and get the assist.
Now here's Charles, guarded by Wheeler. Outside Durr. Here's Sue. Durr, defended by Laney. 2 on the clock. Offensive board. Nurse outside. Boyd. Pass to Sue. Back to Boyd. Shoots over Wheeler. A nice shot by Boyd.
Able to get shots off within the flow of the offense. And to me, that speaks to Boyd's patient and trusting approach.
Laney outside. And here's Dupree. On the wing, Kelsey Mitchell. Nice D from Kia Nurse. And so New York takes this one by a big margin. They poured it on tonight. A dominant showing in front of a crowd that loved every minute of it.
This game really a defining game for what they can do when they're playing at their best. Being here at home helps, but the execution anywhere was terrific.
So that's going to do it for this one, folks.